So to get started, go ahead and find an easy seat. And if it's a little bit, if you want to bring some softness, maybe bring a blanket under your seat or a block or something comfortable to sit on. And I'm just going to do a short mindfulness practice to kind of bring that attention to the body. So find your comfortable seat and then take any shifts that you need, rolling out the shoulders, like a turn of the head, finding your breath. And this practice is called points of contact. And when you feel comfortable and can find a little bit of stillness, but ease in that stillness, you can start to soften your gaze or even close your eyes, whatever you're comfortable with. Continue to connect the breath, bringing awareness to your posture, the length of the spine. Begin noticing the places where the body is touching something else. Can you feel the contact between your feet and the floor? Feet and your legs if you're sitting in a cross-legged position. Pay attention to the physical feeling of the feet. There's nothing special to do, just observe how the feet feel. No need to label the feeling good or bad. It's just a feeling. Continue up to where you can feel contact between the bottom and the chair or cushion. Notice the contact and pressure of the upper thighs or the fold of the hips. Mindfully observe what this feels like in the body. Bring attention to the hands, however they may be resting. Feel the places where the hands are touching each other, sitting in the lap, or resting on the knees. Focus on whatever part of the hand is in contact with something else. Now see where you can feel the sensation of the clothes on the body. You can scan the body to see where this sensation is present. It may be easiest to feel the places where the clothing stops and the skin is exposed, such as the arms or the neck, ankles. Finally, bringing your awareness to the sensation of the air on your skin. You notice the room temperature. Feel different on your palms than the back of the hand. There is no right or wrong. It's just noticing the sensations. Bring mindfulness to these points of contact as you flow through your practice tonight. Whenever you sit or stand or lay, come into contact with a mat, a prop, the earth. And from there, as you flow, notice the alignments, the shifts, tightness, ease. And from there, honor the shifts that the body may be calling for. Maintain and or come back to mindfulness of these points of contact as your focus here and now. Maybe bringing a mantra to those moments. I feel my feet. Bringing those mantras with the breath. Staying connected. Taking a couple more breaths here in this seated position. Start to open the eyes, bring awareness back to the space you're in. And we'll move the body to some new points of contact. Maybe removing props if you have them, coming into a tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And just doing a couple rounds of cat and cow, bending side to side, starting to warm up the spine here. We'll take a round of a moon salutation on each side before we start to bring it down. You want to bring some attention to the legs, maybe bringing the left foot back to the side. A couple shifts back and forth, opening up the hip gently, shifting it to the back, maybe crossing it over the right side, taking a look back over the right shoulder at those toes. Breath here into the left side body. Gently coming back to that tabletop position. We'll set up for the other side. So bringing the right foot out to the side. And a couple shifts of the hips, forward and backward. Landing in one space. That feels good. Feel ready, bring that foot behind you. And then crossing over the left side body. Or excuse me, the right. And gently coming back to center. Curl the toes, lift the hips, pushing back into the down dog. Gently bending and straightening the knees, maybe pedaling it out. Fingertips are wide. You find some stillness in your down dog for just a breath or two. And slowly begin to walk the feet to the hands at the front of the mat. Enjoying a forward fold. Hands may come to opposite elbow. Rest on a block. Letting the head be heavy. After one more breath, slowly start to bring the body up one vertebrae at a time. Rolling those shoulders back, finding your mountain here. Beautiful. Inhale, hands come high overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, left foot steps back, preparing for high lunge. All 10 toes facing forward. When you're ready, inhale, hands come high. Beautiful. Inhale, reach those hands high. Exhale, hands come down, left hand plants on the mat, right hand sweeps behind for nectar of the moon. And we'll take a few rounds of this sweeping. So from behind to reaching front. Yeah, beautiful. So with the breath, exhale back, inhale, reach. We're exhaling as we sweep it back, welcoming that twist here. Inhale, reach. Exhale back. Do one more. Inhale. And exhale. On the inhale, bring the hands both to the mat and start to pivot the toes toward the left side of your mat in that side, low side squat here. So we can get nice and dramatic here. So the hands are going to come to the mat just outside the right foot here. And then we're going to alternate sides, staying low. Just this side sweeping low lunge or half squat. Just a couple rounds here. One more. And then let the hands land the front of the mat. Point the toes back. Beautiful. Sweeping the hands high, the high lunge one more time. Taking a full breath here, settling in, finding this power. Exhale, both hands come down. Both feet step back. Lower the knees, start to shift the hips back, walking the palms out for puppy dog. Letting the chest fall. The forehead or the chin may rest on the mat. A few breaths here. Starting to push into the hands. Bringing the body, the hips and the front body to the mat for Cobra. We'll do a couple of rounds of a Cobra flow. So finding the hands under the shoulders. Inhale on the rise. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Pull the toes. Push on back to that down dog. Stay for a breath here. Begin to release the right foot, bring it high for a split. Reach those right toes up and back. Fingertips are spread, hips are square. Inhale and exhale, bring that right foot all the way through to the hands. Step the left foot to meet the right. Enjoy a forward fold for just a moment here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Hands come high. Exhale. Palms to heart center. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back. Setting up for that high lunge. Left knee's bent. All 10 toes facing forward. Sweep those hands high. Find that strong foundation here. Inhale, reach the hands even higher. Exhale, bring the hands down. Right hand plants on the mat. Left hand begins to sweep for that nectar of the moon. So inhale, reaching front. Exhale, slight twist and back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. Inhale, bring both hands to the mat. Start to pivot those toes toward the right side. And we'll get dramatic with that sweep. So hands from left to right as the knees alternately bend. In that low squat. Bring the breath back to it. Kind of a fun one to do here. And one more, landing back up at that left foot. Pivoting those toes back to the front of the mat. Finding that strong foundation. Setting up for the high lunge. Sweep the hands high. Nice. Inhale, reach them long. Exhale, hands to the mat. Left foot steps back, meets the right. Lower the knees. Setting up for puppy dog. Shift those hips back, leave them high. Walk the palms out, letting the heart come to the mat. Good. Push into those palms. Let the front of the body, the hips, the thighs come to the mat. Bring the palms under the shoulders. Setting up for a little Cobra flow here. Inhale on the lift. The slight back bend. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Curl the toes. Push the hips back. Down dog. Find stillness for a breath or two. And then release that left foot, bringing it high in the back for a split. Reach the toes long. Keep the hips square. Spread the fingertips. And step left foot forward. Right foot meets the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Hands come high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful job. Gently, however you wish, either with the flow or just gently bringing yourself down to the mat. Having a seat, and an easy seat for just a moment here. I'm going to pay a little love to the shoulders. Start to bring it down and slow it down a bit here. So fingertips come to the shoulders. They'll come wide for an inhale, and exhale, bring the tips of the elbows together. So inhale, open. Exhale, in. Inhale, open. Exhale, together. Just kind of feeling that flow here with the breath. A couple rounds. Bring a little love to those shoulders. Release the hands to the knees or the mat. Give them a little roll back, forward, a little side to side with the head. And then we'll start to swing the feet around, coming to the belly. We'll do a half bow here. So bringing I'll start on this side. Bring your left hand out to the side and start to roll to the side just a little bit. And if you'd like to grab a block or a blanket here for the head to come to, you can. Once you're set up here, start to reach that hand back and bend the right knee for the hand to meet the foot. So lots to think about here. So finding some opening in that left shoulder, little balance in the side body. If it helps to bend the left knee a little bit, that's fine too. And then really pushing that right knee toward the opposite wall. Bringing that hip forward, pushing the foot into the hand. We're holding here for just a moment. See if there is anything that you are hanging on to that isn't serving this shape for you right now. Take a couple more breaths here. On your next exhale, start to release the hand and the foot, rolling to the belly. Taking a minute here, maybe in crocodile, forearm over forearm, into the center. When you're ready, set up for the other side. So bringing the right hand out to the right side, palm on the ground, starting to roll over to that right shoulder there, getting your block or blanket for the head, if you wish. And then start to bring that foot to meet the hand on the left side there. Yeah, it looks good. And aiming that knee at that back wall, pushing the foot into the hand. Again, seeing on this side if there's anything that you can unclench or release or breathe some ease into. Many points of contact in this position, but still a lot to remain balanced. Take one more breath here and then slowly release the hand and foot. Coming back to center, maybe finding that crocodile again for a moment. Once you're feeling ready, if you'd like to, we'll come into bow for a moment. If you'd like to bring a strap into this shape, you certainly can. What I like to do here is kind of jump rope, kind of flip it around and then shimmy it up to the tops of the feet. And then start wrapping the hands. Yeah, good. So then you're gonna start pushing those feet into the strap. Hang on tight. Yeah, letting that chest, shoulder come high. A lot of activation here. Fewer points of contact. Notice those sensations. A lot of contact in the hands and feet, hips and belly. One more breath here. And slowly release. Set your strap aside. Once more, come back to that crocodile for a breath or two. Nice. Start to push the hands under the shoulders, bring the body up through a tabletop. And we'll set up for a bridge with some nice support here. So bringing the blanket, I like to kind of fold it or roll it here. So you get that softness, but it's not quite as high as a bolster. And we're gonna bring that behind the body for the upper back to fall on, and then grab your block. So letting the body come back onto that blanket here. If you want to block for under the head, that might be nice too. Use your props here. And then once you get that upper back set, push into those feet and bring the other block under the hips. So So find those points of contact where you have a nice balance of feeling support and opening and stretch. So those knees are shining forward, the front of the mat, soles of the feet are in full contact with the mat, toes are spread. Sacrum is sitting on a block. Remember, the block has 3 sides. Whatever side you choose, it's just fine. Much of the spine is in contact with the blanket or some softness behind you. The head may be resting on that blanket as well, or block or pillow. The hands may be palm down, palms up. Fingers pointing toward the heels. That scan of the body, see where you can breathe some ease. Release some tension that isn't serving this position. Taking another 3 or 4 breaths here. Then I'll invite you to slowly lift the hips, remove the block from under the sacrum. Let the body come down. It might feel good to rest there for a moment or continue to gently remove the props. Might feel good to come to a seated position for just a moment, a staff pose. You might reach for the toes. You might open the chest. I like to kind of take a counter pose for a moment. We'll come into happy baby. So from here, if you'd like to continue to welcome those props, bringing a blanket or even a bolster under the hips to lift them up a little bit higher and bring that softness. See, I'll move sideways here. And when you're ready, come on back. You take a minute and hug those knees in. And then bring the feet high, bending the knees toward the body. Grabbing either the outside or the inside of the feet, whatever feels comfortable for you. Coming to those points of contact here. The hand to foot. Feeling the softness, the temperature, the tension in the hold. Contact that the knees or the legs are making with the body. The hips, the sacrum with your prop or the mat. And the back body, shoulders, neck, head. Just notice. Taking another 3 or 4 breaths here. When you're ready, releasing the hands from the feet, pushing the body or rolling the body back up. We'll set up for forward fold with our bolster here. Bent or straight knees, kind of in a little bit of a wider sit here. And I like to bring the bolster to an angle out in front of me. You may opt to fold even deeper and maybe lay that bolster and stack some blocks. Tonight, I just want a little bit more softness. So take whatever option you'd like. And planting those feet, but bending the knees, finding some length in the spine, and then starting to fold forward, letting the forehead come to the bolster or whatever props you set up. And the hands and the arms just kind of gently rest on the shins, the knees, maintaining some length in the spine, opening the back of the neck there. Start to really slow this down. Once you find stillness in this shape, do that scan from head to toe. Feel the contact sensations. Be finding your mantra with one that maybe keep coming back to. Adding the breath to it. I feel, inhale, my neck, exhale. Feet, feet, feet. Feel the mindfulness in the present moment. Honoring the body. Maybe the mantra is an affirmation. I appreciate softness for my head. I appreciate opening of the hips. Taking another 3 or 4 slow, conscious, full breaths here. When you are ready, start to release the bolster, whatever props you've chosen. Setting up for our next pose here on a block. And again, our blocks have 3 different sizes or sides or heights. So I'm going to choose the long side here, or the high side, bringing it from your wide seat. Bend the left knee in, leaving the right foot out and toes high. And then bringing that block to somewhere about your mid calf here, either on the outside or the inside. And you can kind of experiment once we get into this. So we're going to come sideways. So grounding into your sits bones, finding length in the spine. And then you're going to bring your elbow to the block. So once you kind of start to reach there, you can feel what you're looking for in this shape tonight. So bringing the elbow to the block, letting the head rest on the palm of the hand, and then bringing the left arm and letting it rest kind of over the head. And so from here, start to feel some opening in the left side body. So you may shift where you might be hinging forward a little bit. It might come back. Might twist into it just a tad. I'll play around with where you're landing here. Breathing into that left side body. Honoring any little shifts that might need to happen mid-pose. The left arm needs to be released. Keep just bringing it down. You can let it land on the right leg or the left knee. Just take a few more breaths here. And release the hand from the head. Slowly start to bring the body up to center. You take a minute, put both feet out long in front of you. We'll be set up for the other side. Bringing the left foot open, bending the right knee, bringing the foot to the center. Finding that block either on the outside or inside about mid-calf. Finding length in the spine and then starting to fold sideways. Letting that elbow come to the block, head come to hand. Reaching long the right hand for a moment. Kind of playing with your hinge. Do you need to come back and open? Do you need to come forward a little bit? Taking a few more breaths on this side here. Release the head and the hand. Slowly guide the body upright. Take that moment in staff position. Like a nice forward fold there, or an opening. And we're going to set up for supported lizard here. So finding your bolster, setting it long in front of you, and then preparing from tabletop, bringing that right foot to the right side of your bolster, the left leg coming long behind you, and shifting that knee back a little bit. And then when you're ready, letting the elbows come to the bolster. Now, if you need a little bit more height here, grab your blanket, your blocks, stack whatever you need. Any shifts the body needs before finding a little bit of stillness. It won't be really long here. You may welcome that right foot to kind of lift and come to the outside edge of the foot, even further opening. Our last 2 or 3 breaths, see if you can release any clenching, holding, tension. And gently start to guide the body back, pushing back into that tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Maybe taking a moment to sway. Welcoming a little cat-cow if you'd like. We set up for the other side. Bring that left foot forward, side of your bolster. Shifting that right knee back. And then bringing your elbows to your props. And curling the toes. Maybe walking that left foot out and letting it open to the outer edge. The knee fall open. Take what you need. Leave what you don't. And just a few more breaths on this side. As you feel complete, start to gently shift that body back to your tabletop. Swaying of the hips, maybe taking a couple circular motions toward the right and the left. And then we'll leave the bolster right where it's at. Find that blanket again. And I like to roll it maybe a little bit thicker and lay it just a little bit of space between the blanket and the bolster. So what we're going to do then is set up for pigeon. So bringing the right leg, the right shin over the blanket, between the bolster and the blanket. So that way your hip is supported, your hips are supported by that blanket roll there. A little bit softer than a block. And then once you're ready, you can start to gently walk the body down to the bolster. Feel free to bring a little bit more height with a block or another blanket. Find some rest into the sleeping pigeon here. So hands may come wherever you feel comfortable. Flex that foot on the right side for a little bit more ease in the knee. Bring those left toes stretched, pointing back. Your head comes to one side or the other, or forehead to the mat. Sometimes I like to take a block here and let the forehead come to a block. Connecting with those points of contact. Thinking what's serving this position. Breathing some release into what is not. Enjoying 2 or 3 more breaths here. When you feel ready, the strength of your arms under your shoulders, pushing the body back up. Releasing the right foot back into a tabletop for a brief moment. Swaying it out. And then setting up for the left side. So bringing that left foot and shin between the blanket and bolster, hip on the blanket roll. Once you've got everything lined up and feeling good with your foundation, start to bring the upper body down to the supports. Flexing the left foot if you need, pointing those right toes back. It's feeling complete on this side. To push the body back up. Arms back to that tabletop. Quick sway there. Set up for, while we have our bolster here in front of us, have a supported child's pose. So bringing the knees wide, toes together. Stack your bolster blanket, whatever supports you need. Start to let the torso fall on that bolster. Arms may come long. You might want them stacked on the bolster. Take what you need. Doing a few breaths in this nice neutral position here. Very supported and restful. We'll do a couple more breaths here, and then we'll come into a supine twist before our final resting pose. So once you feel complete in your child's pose, start to slowly and gently push the body up enough to come to a seated position, and bringing that bolster to one side or the other, still kind of lengthwise with the body. So when we come back, we're going to let the lower leg fall onto the bolster. So once you're kind of set up there, start to roll the body back, or however you want, safely come to the back of the body. Letting the leg that's closest to the bolster come long, bending the opposite knee into the chest, giving it a nice hug. And then release it and start to twist over the opposite side of the body, maybe a little roll, and then letting the foot to knee all onto that bolster. From here, your options, as always, with the hands, they may come out long. You might want them overhead. Let the left hand come to the right knee, right hand out to the side. Take what you need. Again, here, noticing your points of contact. Taking a few more breaths in this twist in this direction. Lean out this side. Once you feel complete on this side, untwist. Start to come to the back body. Both legs come long, maybe a full body stretch. Toes pointed out, hands and fingers opposite direction. When you release that, bring that bolster safely over to the opposite side of the body. And bring the leg that's closest to the bolster nice and long. The opposite knee, hug it into the chest. This little squeeze there. And begin to release and twist toward that bolster, letting the knee to ankle fall on that soft bolster there. Take any shifts you might need here. Set up the arms and hands, however you wish. Find that breath. Find the awareness of your points of contact. Feel that gentle ringing out on this side. Enjoying a few more productive cleansing breaths here. Once you feel complete on this side, start to untwist. Bring legs long, full body stretch, arms long overhead. Take a minute to hug both knees in together. Maybe a little side to side. Some circular motions, clockwise and counterclockwise. If you need a moment for legs up the wall or a bridge, take what you need and then set yourself up for Shavasana. If you'd like to continue the theme of support, my favorite is bolster under the knees, blanket under the head. Appreciating the softness. Maybe the weight of a blanket on the body. Give a moment to get settled, finding that stillness. Have one more mindfulness, scanning the body practice I will guide us through. Once you find that comfortable, supported, restful position, come back to the breath. Soft gaze in the eyes, letting them close if you'd like. Fully arrive in this shape, feeling supported, lifted by the earth under you. Bring your awareness to the crown of the head. What do you physically feel up there? Welcome softness. Softness of the forehead, eyebrows. Continue to move down to the jaw, the tongue. Notice the temperature of your skin. Just noticing, welcoming softness where you can. Tune into the sensation, the nostrils and the upper lip, and the air moving to and from. Awareness to the neck, the shoulders, letting them fall and melt into the mat. Letting that wave release the arms down to the hands and fingertips. Feeling the shoulder blades down the back, spine supported at ease. Releasing all the muscles in the back body. Turning into the front of the torso, the chest, the belly. Letting everything soften. Trusting the breath. Moving through the hips, pelvis, down the legs. Releasing the kneecaps, calves, ankles, toes. Noticing the points of contact. Breathing in to any tension that is left in the body. Exhaling it out. Invite you to start to bring some movements into the fingers and toes. Some deeper conscious breaths into the lungs and belly. Start to bend the knees, sway from side to side. Full body stretch, hug them in, take what you need. Slowly bring the body back up. Maybe a stop on one side or the other. And taking a moment here, find 3 conscious breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last one, biggest one. My hands at my heart. The love and light in me sees and honors the love and light in you. I bow to you. Namaste.